Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Overwatch TV interview. My name is Apostle. I'm your host for today, and joining me is Cjay from Spacestation Gaming, their Starflex support. How are you doing today, Cjay?
I'm doing fantastic.
Awesome. Glad to hear it. Weekend one is under your belt, and you guys had a pretty successful first few games here. But before we jump straight into match results, the first thing is I want to ask, how did the LA Valiant banner end up there in the space station facility?
Okay, so I'm actually at school right now. So this is Northwood.
Okay.
So I was on the LA Valiant while I was at Northwood. It was like 2 years ago at this point, and I was supposed to ship it back to like Immortals or whatever, but then it came back here. We never figured out the reason why. But it came back here, and they were like, "Why don't we just like put it back up and just
You guys got a free banner now.
Yeah, we're just like have a free banner. So we're like, yeah, we'll just keep it. We'll leave it up
Okay.
here.
Yeah, because I know the Twitch chat was pretty excited when they saw that in your interview there on broadcast. So I figured we needed an answer for it.
Yeah.
And kind of talking about you and Space Station now, obviously you're a very experienced player. You know, like you said, you played in Overwatch League. You're a bit of a veteran. But coming into Space Station, a lot of people kind of had some questions. Did Space Station make the right choice? Should they have picked up UV? Should they have picked up RuPaul? But I think at this point, you've pretty clearly silenced the doubters. So how do you feel about like your performance? Are you happy to kind of prove yourself there?
Yeah, I'm happy to prove myself, and I think UV and RuPaul, I think they're both like great, amazing flex sports. Like, there's no like hate or shade to them at all. But yeah, I do think I'm coming into like my own as like a player on this team. Like, despite the ups and downs that we've had as a roster, and despite our roster changes as well. So yeah, I think throughout this year, I think I'm definitely like solidifying myself as like a top 3 flex support in NA.
Absolutely. All right. Well, now looking at your actual results, your opening game was against Sakura this weekend. And you guys had a pretty convincing win over them. So did you expect kind of more resistance going to that, or was it kind of just already booked from the very beginning?
We honestly didn't expect much of a fight back because we know that their tank's like kind of like an Orisa player, and Orisa's not very good right now because Zarya is really strong. So we didn't really expect much of a pushback, and like I think it maybe was a little bit like a closer. It wasn't really that close, but we did think I thought it was a little bit closer than it should have been.
Okay, it's closer than it should have been. So
Yeah,
you think it could have been even more one-sided?
yeah, I think we should probably drop like 2-3 fights the whole series maybe instead. But
Okay. All right. Well, I'm sure the question that everyone was wondering during that game in particular was the comp that you guys pulled out there on Esperança, the Bastion Sim Zarya comp. So can you talk to us a bit about that? Where'd that idea come from?
so when we were scrimming Europe, we were playing against like other off tank teams, which NA there's not a lot of other off tank teams. Most teams just play like Ball, like Liquid and Nightmare. So when we were scrimming against the EU teams, like they were playing like some like Symmetra May, Sim Bastion comps against like our Zarya when they banned Diva. So we're just like, I mean, let's try it. Like, they've only been playing Zarya like this entire series anyway, so like we just like try and see if it works. And like, yeah, we capped in what 4 minutes I think on Esper.
Yeah. So that Bastion comp wasn't even something that was like in the playbook. It was just kind of spur of the moment.
Yeah, we kind of just like, I mean, yeah, we're just like, it worked in scrims against us, so like, you know, maybe it could work in a match against like another Zarya team, and it just like worked flawlessly.
Now, Chronic was subbed in specifically for that map. Was he subbed in with the plan of playing Bastion, or was that after he got in lobby?
I think that was after he got in the lobby because what bans and stuff are before, or bans are after the roster submission. So after they banned Freya, we're just like, all right, well, let's change our comp a little bit.
Okay.
So we just side by Bastion.
All right. Well, you know, sometimes the quick play Bastion works, I guess. Now, moving on to the closer game against Nightmare, that was like kind of the big game. I think that was a big question mark, right? Given that Nightmare is a team that beat Space Station last stage. The match's last stage against Nightmare for Space Station, how did they kind of feel to you guys, you know, being beaten by this like non-partner team?
Honestly, I didn't really think of it as like, oh, we lost to a non-partner team. I just feel like, I don't know, the meta wasn't really all that great for us. I think maybe like to playoffs, like near like the end of it, we started like finding like a good comp for us. But I think throughout the entire stage, I don't really think it was like necessarily like comp for us. Since like Freya was like really, really good, and we like played Monkey a lot. But I think specifically against Nightmare, since we lost to them twice, I didn't really see it as like, oh, we just lost to like a non-partner team. I just think it was like they just played better. They have like better comps, and like their players are more comfortable on like the carriers that are good right now compared to us.
So would you say that going into the Nightmare game that we just saw this weekend, were you guys pretty confident going into that?
Yeah, I think okay. I mean, it's definitely a little bit teammate bias, but I think we probably picked up the best two players in Lep and Chronic.
Yeah.
And I was like really confident going in, like, you know, going up against them because we picked up the best two players, and then it's just like it's kind of hard. You know, you have to like pick up like new people. Like you pick up someone that's like already solidified their name, or like some up and comer, like such as NY, which I think NY is really good as well. But yeah, I felt pretty confident going into the weekend against them.
Were you concerned at all that there'd be some kind of like insider trading, given that they did pick up Seeker, you know, who has been such a mainstay for Space Station? Did you kind of like have any worries playing against like a former teammate like that?
No, I didn't have any worries. I was on a team with Seeker for, I think this was like my third year on the team with him. So like it was like a little sad like playing against him and not him being on my team. But I wasn't like really like scared of any like insider trading or like anything. Yeah, I'm just like it's just gonna be like another match. Like whoever plays better wins.
For sure. Now, obviously, Space Station themselves, you guys have made a lot of changes. Notably, Kellen and Bliss ended up moving away here for stage 3. So, for you, what do you think the big differences are that's making here for the team?
I think it's mainly like honestly, I think it's like a hero pool thing. I think the past like stage or like stage 2 off tanks are really good. Off tanks are really good right now. And last stage we had like a main tank, so it's kind of like difficult for us. But the addition of Hawk and then also like adding Chronic, who's like a really, really good hit scan, and adding Lep, who's like I think the best Lucio in NA at the moment. So like adding like those core pieces, I think helped us reach new levels that like we couldn't in like a similar meta as we did if we kept the same roster.
Okay. And you said that Lep is the best Lucio in North America.
Yeah, I do think he is the slippery Lucio. He wall rides too fast. Like you just can't catch him.
Okay. Kind of another kind of roster change here. You know, some people may be aware that like Scissors has been with Space Station for a while, but this is like the first stage in a while where we're actually seeing him back on the field. How has it been kind of having him back in like the starting roster?
Honestly, it's really fun. Jamal he's a funny guy. And since his skins got hard nerf this past patch, double flex DPS is really good, and having Jamal be on our sub roster and him having to play is like it's just been like really fun. Him playing Genji, Reaper, Tracer, I think he's like really, really good and underrated.
He's kind of enjoying being back, and
yeah, I don't know if like enjoying being back. I think it's like I think he's enjoying his time for now, but then he has to go back to school soon. I think he wants to prioritize school. So
he's making the most of his time while he can.
Yeah, he is.
Gotcha. Now, it wasn't just player changes that we saw happen. We did also see some coaching differences, right? Because you guys have Christopher in now as your coach. He's coming in formerly from the Ultimates. So how is it having Christopher come in, and what are like the differences between having him as your coach versus Unter, who you guys had previously?
I mean, the main difference is like actually having a coach. Unter never coached, he didn't do anything. He just sat there flaming people for doing something bad, and just like then like chugged another beer. Like that's just what Unter does. Also, we actually do VOD reviews now, which actually help. Which we have VOD reviews every day, compared to like a VOD review once every stage. So like having VOD reviews, I think helps the team a lot. Yeah. So it's been pretty good having a real coach.
So he did all that chatting on Uncoachable, but didn't do much for you guys.
Nope, he didn't do anything. Not a single thing.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure the Unter haters will be super happy to hear that. Now, kind of taking a look more here at the meta. Obviously, new support hero here, Wuyang. As a support player yourself, what are your thoughts on him? How strong do you think he is? And how does he kind of work into the Space Station system?
I think that character is like really, really, really strong. I feel the only time you shouldn't be playing that hero is when he's like either not banned or else or when they're on a very stationary comp, so you can just play Lucio, like on a Wuyang, like Hanzo or something like that. Then you could play Lucio. But yeah, I think that character is really strong, and I think Lep's been doing a pretty good job of picking it up. And I think it also helps our side fight with like Lenny. Like Lep can just like play to pocket Lenny on the right side, and Lenny can just like run around the map on Tracer, kill people with like a Harmony orb basically, while having someone that can't really die because Wuyang has insane survivability and mobility. So I think that character is really good right now, and I think it fits to our strengths perfectly.
We do see that you guys are still running a lot of like Kiri Lucio, though. Is that just kind of personal preference, or do you think Kiri Lucy kind of has a bit of an edge still?
I think it's like a bit of personal preference as long as like, I'm mixed with like the comps we play. Like double flex DPS is really good, and so is double flex support, as in, like with Kiri Wuyang. But I think with our playstyle, and we kind of like going fast tempo, I think Lucio helps us a lot with just like permanently going first and keeping them on their feet.
Yeah, absolutely. And going back real quick, because I did just mention Kiriko, in that game against Nightmare, you had an insane Kiri clutch that the clip has been making the rounds online pretty much since it happened. What was that like for you? What were you thinking? What was your team's reaction to it?
Honestly, in the moment, I kind of don't remember. Like I was just calling to like get trades because I think we lost Lenny and Hawk already. I was just saying, oh, let's look for trades, and then I killed 4, and then I'm just like, yo, give me a TP because like and in like other games, I see people like overheat after they get 4. I'm just like, dude, I want to do that. I don't want to like throw the entire game. So I'm like, let me just play safe and win instead of like trying to go like get a 5K on the ball. But
yeah, I mean,
I
you got your hero moment, so it worked out.
It was really cool to have a clutch like that.
Yeah. So obviously in this current meta, we are, like you mentioned, there's the ball and we have like Genji and Tracer. So you playing in a meta like that, what's kind of like the most important thing for yourself as the flex support, and even on like playing Kiriko, for example, what are you kind of prioritizing and focusing on?
I feel like it's definitely trying to survive. Like I think living into their comp is very difficult because they have double flanker, like, and then obviously like the Kiri's gonna be running around the map too, like obviously yourself. So I think living is definitely gonna be like the highest priority that you have to do as a support in this meta because there's so many things that can kill you or one shot you. So and I mean it's like obviously really hard to do. Like people are gonna die and like you're just gonna get one shot and it happens, but surviving is definitely very difficult and it's like that top priority you need as a support right now.
Right. Now, we did also see you pull out a Moira in the game against Nightmare.
Yeah.
Is there any specific reason for that, or were you kind of just like maybe taking inspiration from like the Dildux iconic comp there?
We tried it one time in like one of our scrims where Kiri was banned, and then I think I had like it was like some stupid number. It was like 26k healing in like 10 minutes on a push map, and we're like, yeah, this character's broken. So like if Kiri's ever banned, just play Moira. And
Okay.
I'm like, yeah, I mean, like it's fine to me. Obviously, it did not pan out that way. It was my second game of Moira in like 3 months, so it's like whatever. But I mean,
A little more
won,
time
so we
and
got
you're
the job
there,
done.
right?
Yeah, just give me like 2 more days and we're good.
Gotcha. Now, going back to talking about Kiriko in particular, we've seen you obviously with the perk refresh. For anyone who's unaware, the shuffling perk got removed. Foxtrot came in, and it looks like that's kind of been your go-to here now. So, is that the new best pick for Kiri now?
Yeah, I think it's better than the double TP as well. Like obviously the double TP was nice, so you could like instantly like TP twice. But the new perk, it like refreshes the cooldown faster. You get like cooldown reduction.
Yeah,
so
it's a
like,
100% increased cooldown reduction.
Yeah, so you get like a TP faster as well for like those 2 seconds, and you also get your Suzu faster. So it's like kind of a increase in uptime in both those standards. So I think it's honestly better than the double TP, just so you can have like another Suzu for your teammate or yourself.
Gotcha. Would you say that Kiriko is your best flex support right now, or is there other stuff you prefer to play?
Yeah, I think it definitely is right now. Like there hasn't really been any other flex support that's been like good. Like BAP was good for like a couple weeks at the end of last stage. Ana was good in like stage 1, but like for a majority of Overwatch 2, I think like Kiri Lucio has been like a mainstay. So I'd probably say Kiri's my best right now.
Gotcha. Now, kind of looking forward, obviously, your next match will be against Team Z. And this is a game that we're probably expecting this to be on like the similar level to the Sakura match that we saw from you guys. But do you have any specific expectations in there? Anything that you might be looking out for in particular?
I honestly do think it'll be like on the same level as Sakura. I do think their DPS are very easily bannable. Like they have Peace and Ryan, which I mean, like they're good players, but they're kind of like only like really proficient on like one character respectively. So I feel like those are like two maps that we should win easily. And I mean, yeah, I just think it'll be another repeat of the Sakura match.
Gotcha. Now, kind of looking even farther past that, obviously, it kind of seems like with you guys having beaten Nightmare, it looks like you guys are going to be able to secure top 3 this stage. How do you kind of feel about your kind of companions there in the top 3 with Nightmare, or sorry, with GK and Team Liquid?
I think okay. I saw UV's interview where he was saying like this is Liquid's meant to win, and I agree. Like this is almost like it's almost like handcrafted by Zeus for them. Like it's literally the perfect meta for them. They have like Infection on ball, like RuPaul and Kiri or Ana, and then they have Vega on a character that doesn't really have to heal. It's just like all like aiming. So I think this is like literally the perfect meta for them. But I don't think they're unbeatable per se.
Okay.
But along with Geekay, I feel like this is also like one of their worst metas possible, where the like his scan is not really playable, Monkey's not all that good, Kuffa's not the best ball in the world. So I think Geekay is probably like the weakest right now out of like the past like couple stages. So yeah, I think Geekay is definitely beatable, and Liquid is just if they don't lose, it's actually kind of embarrassing. I mean, if they don't win, rather.
Right. So you're saying that we can expect the top 2 finish?
Yeah, I think we should be top 2. Honestly, I mean, we could beat Liquid too. I'm not saying that we can't, but I think top 2 is definitely very doable.
Gotcha. Now, with like those harder matches happening later in the stage, do you have like any preference when it comes to like facing those strong teams early versus late? And given that you are facing them late, do you think we might see like a meta shift to kind of get you into those matches, or is it just going to stay the same?
I honestly think like as a standpoint of playing them later, I think honestly playing them later is better just because we're like a newish team and like, we get to like spend more time gelling and playing with each other.
Right.
So I think playing them later is best. But I think for our Team Liquid match, which is week 3, I believe, I think the meta will probably be like around the same. It would still be like ball, double flex. So I don't think there's gonna be much change up there. But from what I recall, this is like the shortest like season that Overwatch has had in a while, and we played EK last, so week 6, I believe. So yeah, I think there's gonna be like a meta shake up there. So there's probably gonna be like some hit scan buffs, some like ball derfs, like etc. It's just gonna like change up the meta a lot. Maybe hit scan will be good again, so they can have like lethal and hit scan. Maybe hazard gets a buff, so it covers on hazard as well. So I think that match is definitely gonna be very different from what it would be if we were like this weekend or next.
Right. Now, given that you have set expectations pretty high here, that means that, you know, we should be seeing you at Stockholm, assuming everything goes to plan. If and when you do make it to Stockholm, is there anyone that you're looking forward to? Anyone that you like really want to face off against, given that you guys did miss out on the midseason championship?
Honestly, not really. Actually, yeah, I kind of want to be like one of the Chinese teams again, because when we're in China, we beat Team CDC, but lost to once again. I think they're Weibo now, but yeah, we lost to like Weibo, and I want to beat them this time and to like get our revenge, I guess, for losing to them in China. But yeah, that's about it.
All right, awesome. Well, hopefully we can look forward to it. Now we're reaching the end of the interview here, but before I let you go, do you have anything you want to say to the fans? Anything you want to shout out?
I just want to say thank you guys for sticking through with SSG, although we had like a rough stage 2. And yeah, I really appreciate everyone for being our fans, and also wipe that Moira performance out of your brain. That didn't happen. But yeah, I just want to say thank you.
Yeah, we'll get OBS Sojourn to delete that VOD in particular.
That would be awesome. That would be perfect.
All right. Well, CJ, thank you so much for joining us here today and taking the time to talk with us. We've really appreciated your insight onto everything.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right. Well, that wraps up our interview here for today. Make sure you guys follow Cjay and Spacestation Gaming on social media so you can keep track of their matches, make sure you know when they're going to be playing, and make sure you follow Overwatch TV so that you can get a look at more interviews just like this, where you can get the inside scoop on what's happening with your favorite teams and players. But that is going to be all for today. So thank you all so much for watching, and take care of yourselves.
Bye.